Hello, Colas. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we discuss on some interesting updates. We start with Joao Felix as Barca technical staff assume that the 50 million rated forward will join Barca this summer. We are going to discuss on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Pablo Gavi, as Barca are still working to re-register the Golden Boy within salary limits in order to avoid judicial issues. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Why Barca appear to have finalized the deal to sign Joao Cancelo on a loan deal, the club have their work cut out in the transfer markets, with Ansu Fati reportedly closing in on a shocking exit. Barcelona could reinforce their ranks in the attacking unit. Joao Felix has been an option for some time, but the deal has not been able to advance due to the club's financial situation. According to Gerard Romero, a good part of Barcelona's technical staff is already assuming that Joao Felix will arrive in Catalonia by the end of the month. The potential departure of Ansu Fati could open the doors for the Portuguese international, whose market value stands at 50 million euros. Felix, for his part, is determined to join Barcelona and has been holding out for a move to Camp Nou throughout the summer so far. But with time running out, Barcelona must act swiftly if they are to end up signing the Portuguese international this summer. Of course, it must be noted that Barcelona could be in a position to go after Joao Felix if they can sanction the exit of one of their forwards. Abde Ezzazzouli was seen as a candidate who may leave the club this summer, but it appears the Moroccan could end up staying. But to Barca's fortunes, Ansu Fati has become a hot topic in the market recently, and there is a good chance he will leave as Brighton are closing in on a move. Of course, Fati's sale therefore could ensure the signing of Joao Felix, although negotiations with Atletico Madrid could prove to be a challenge. Of course, a lot have been spoken about Joao Felix since the summer started, as Barcelona always have him on their radar. And now that Ansu Fati's sale is looking like a possibility, then we can therefore just assume that Joao Felix's deal will not be too difficult to materialize. Of course, Joao Felix have always been waiting for Barca after making his public interviews 2 months ago, saying that he wants to play for Barca. It is a dream for him to play with Barca, which, of course, such statements came as a big blow to Atletico Madrid. And this season, we have realized Joao Felix being demoted to the bench, playing just a few minutes, and in fact, not even featuring at all in some matches, leading the player to be really, really frustrated about the whole situation. The relationship between the player and coach Diego Simeone has shattered, and it is now more complicated than ever, making a move to Barca the best solution for the player's career. As it stands right now, Barca are contemplating a loan move, not a permanent move, because its transfer market value currently stands at 50 million. And we know that for that amount, for now like this, Barca can't afford, considering the club's financial issues. So Barcelona are trying to see how they can go for the loan, of course, which means that for the next few days of this transfer window to come to a close, majority of what we'll be getting surely will be based on Operation Joao Felix. Of course, we know that most of the times transfer markets are always heated up towards the final days of the window, where many clubs are in a hurry, in a rush to make the best signings to get things wrapped up as soon as they can so that they can compete strongly in the season ahead. So, as I said earlier, Ansu Fati is heading to Brighton, and of course, what a shock transfer that was. And therefore, that will definitely make a move for Joao Felix look more possible than before. Then, on to the next story of discussion. Onlookers have become well acquainted with Barca's difficulties in registering their players officially with La Liga, as monetary constraints have put the club in a bit of a pickle. Now, with the club nearing an end of registration process of the entirety of the squad, the club is looking to add a safety net to Gavi's contract. Indeed, according to Sport, Barca are working to re-register Pablo Gavi's first-team contract within salary limits this summer because the teenage prodigy is currently registered as a result of precautionary measure that the club acquired from the court. In the middle of last season, we saw Gavi registering or being registered as a first team player with the number 6 shirt, owing to precautionary measures obtained from the court, but La Liga opposed that. Shortly after Gavi's registration was completed, the precautionary measure was lifted in the middle of the previous season, forcing the player to revert back to wearing number 30 and going back to his youth contract. Back in the month of June, Barca were once again able to secure court order to register Gavi as first team member and handed him the number 6 kit at the start of the new season. But in order to avoid going through that same limbo again, Barca are taking no prisoners this time around. The Blaugrana are attempting to re-register Gavi inside the salary restrictions of this transfer market in order to avoid any judicial setback or complications later down the line. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.